Alright, 6:15 in the morning. Let's do just a little ride out to the deck chair and back, and see how it goes. Not in any great rush. Got plenty of time to do that. Not looking to do any great speed. But hopefully not too many traffic lights and not too much stop and go. It would be nice to just keep pedaling if possible. As I approach a red light. Just the way it goes, isn't it? You don't always get what you want. Come on, there's a car behind me, surely you know it's there. Oh no, it skipped us. Oh well. No matter. Well, that's the first fail. So this is why it's sometimes good to have cars around you, because they can trip the lights for you. Oh well. Right, I'm going to turn on this watch actually. Yep, let's go. So, yes, I spoke about this when we were doing our slowest Everesting ever challenge. And several of you in the comments came back with some helpful advice. We had a look through the Garmin watches, and still a little bit unsure. I went for the cheapest one with the longest battery life, which was the Vivo Active, and it works really well. It does give me heart rate on the Wahoo, and certainly on 25 to 30 mile rides it's amazing. Yeah, just press the button and go. Don't have to worry about it, don't have to think about it. However, even with a 13-hour battery life, it's no good for rides any more than about 30 miles. Yeah, that pretty much kills it. But I kind of knew that would be the case really. I wasn't sure how far I'd be able to go. But yeah, 35. Probably good. Anything over 35 miles, you may or you may not get heart rate data for the whole time before the battery fails. But for things like this, absolutely perfect. Long days on the bike, it still has to be a chest strap, but I'm okay with that. It has actually fulfilled the requirement that I had at the time. Yeah, quick and easy heart rate data, on rides like this, short rides around town. Yeah, so that worked really well. Considering the battery life and stuff like that, yeah, it does all the other things I need, the steps and what have you, calories, that sort of thing. So as a smartwatch goes, it sort of fulfills my requirements anyway, so I don't think I will upgrade. I'll keep going with this one for the time being. Now of course, if they bring one out that has 20 hours battery life, I might consider it. Anyway, Vivo Active 3. I think they've upgraded it since then. I got it dirt cheap, it was about 110 quid, because I think it was an end of line. I think there's a Vivo Active 3, you know, Mark II or something now. Right, what have we got? Need to be a bit careful on this junction. Not so much in this direction. Oh, it is going to change for us. Yeah, because this is the main route. Right, excuse me a minute. Yeah, wrong gear, so I thought I needed one more. Anyway. Yeah, that junction's big and wide, and people do jump the red. Haha. See, these make no sense. I know there is a car. I'm pretty sure they're still on timer though. Hey, see, even unclipping hasn't made it change. Yeah, I've turned off auto pause on the Wahoo. For rides like this, okay, I might stop at the traffic lights every now and then, but I'm going to be mostly moving. Seems a bit pointless having auto pause on. Might be nice to have an actual moving time and average time. I say moving time, of course. Without auto pause, it will count the non-moving time, but I'll be interested to see how much it affects the average speed. In truth, I'm not sure whether auto pause is useful or not. One part of me says, well, you're just fudging the figures to make them as optimal as possible for when you're stopped. And another part of me says, it's really useful because I don't have to remember to stop and start the Wahoo when I go into a cafe or, you know, shops or whatever else I might be doing that day. Because I think one of the things that we don't really talk about on the channel is that we do use the bikes for transport as well. I know a lot of people consider cycling as a leisure activity, and we certainly do that as well, but we do actually use our bikes to go out for coffee, breakfast, go to the shops, and just, you know, visit people. And I certainly meet up with customers using the bike. You know, they don't need to know how I got to them that day, so as long as I'm there on time and do what I say I'm going to do and what have you, everybody's happy. I've got several pairs of shoes that essentially just look like trainers, so even that, I can use my SPDs or I can use flat shoes. I've got a bike with flat pedals, it doesn't matter. So depending on who I'm meeting, where I'm going, you know, I can still use the bike most of the time. Anywhere within 10 miles, not really a problem. Of course, different style of riding completely when you're using the bikes for tasks, as it were, and for transport. But I still can't get away from a drop bar for some reason. I think because the majority of our riding is done on drop bars. Even my sort of round town bike now has drop bars. It just feels like a natural position for me. I guess I always like the idea of a flat bar around town because you're sat a bit more upright, you can see a bit more, but I don't know how much of that is true. Most of the cars these days are giant SUVs, aren't they? Yeah, maybe you can see through the windows, maybe not. But even sat upright, you can't really see through them, around them, past them. You still have to position yourself to get good vision and what have you. So yeah, I don't know, maybe there is something to be said for flat bars and an upright position around town, but yeah, not for me. I also find that sitting with all my weight on the saddle is not particularly pleasant, which of course you don't do with drop bars. While you're pedaling, you're kind of pushing yourself up slightly as well, and it's a bit just comfortable. I suppose it depends on getting the right saddle for the right position. But I find with drop bars, on rides with long hills, I'm putting a lot of weight through the saddle for a long time. It does start to get uncomfortable. When there's a variety, up, down, flat, normal sort of riding, I can ride without padding and what have you, and I have no trouble for about 25-30 miles. I don't usually ride further than that without padding, so I couldn't tell you how far I could go. But certainly on the military road on the Isle of Wight, it was right at the end of the climb. We were on about 80 odd miles, and it wasn't the hills that was getting me. It was definitely the being sat on the saddle. And then of course we got to the end. What we got here? Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, we got over those hills and within minutes I was fine again. It's just strange how that happens. Now of course I am putting a lot of weight down through my sit bone, no denying that. And something that I'm very aware of is that most of the issues that I might have, whether it be health, fitness, cycling, whatever, could pretty much all be cleared up if I lost weight. So I'm not delusional in any way. Right, let's have this one. Yes, I do understand that nearly all of my shortcomings on the bike, and in life generally actually, are down to me being overweight. Alright, car back. First one of the morning. A bit bumpy through here, but it's quite nice. Takes me directly to Kings Park, where I can cut across to home. That's obviously pedal assist. He must be going downhill. I say that because in the UK at least, electric bikes electric bikes have to be pedal assist, not throttled. Throttled electric bikes are considered motorbikes and all the usual rules apply. So helmet, insurance, road tax. Not that there's any such thing as road tax. Okay, let's go. Yep, no problem. Which is it's a term from many years back. There's no such thing as road tax, hasn't been for many years. And anybody who thinks that road tax still exists is living in a dream world, and anybody who thinks road tax pays for the road infrastructure is also living in a dream world. Hasn't done for many years, and I mean many years. Where's that come from? Oh, I got a creak again. Yeah, I don't know about in other countries, but cars and the road infrastructure are some of the most subsidised, well, is the most subsidised form of transport you can get. Whether you own a car or you don't, you're paying for the roads, you're paying for everything. The signs, the white lines, the resurfacing, the building of new ones. That's just how it works in this country. I think it's much the same everywhere else. The cost of owning a car in this country is kept artificially low, because if the car drivers, and that includes me, I'm a car driver too, did have to pay their fair share of all of the road infrastructure and everything else, I don't think a single person in this country could afford to drive a car. And I don't think the car industry is doing themselves any favours either. with their marketing or what have you, making cars faster, more aggressive. And then they're complaining that cities are no longer welcoming cars and it's going to hurt their business, you know. I don't think cars are going away anytime soon. Right, heading home. About half an hour done. And home in time for some coffee, get a few emails done. Been quite busy last couple of days, so it might be nice to have people come into the office to an email saying, here you go, that's done for you. It also avoids the last minute Friday night rush, gives them time to give feedback and time for me to make adjustments before the weekend. Oh, where this creek is coming from. If all of the feedback is good, which generally it is, I may have time to give this bike a bit of a clean and an overhaul. Since the Isle of Wight, it's only really had a wipe down and just a wipe over really. And there's definitely a creek there. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Right, I'm not going to chance my arm on this one because you can't see either way to the last minute. I can hear. Okay, let's go. Right, I need to stay out on this one. Not only we got the door zone, but we got these through the middle. So if I go on the inside of those, I'm in the door zone. If I go on the outside, like I just did, where are you going to go? Hey, where are you going to go? Idiot. Honestly. What a twat. This is my road. I was actually going to turn off. But there you go. There's a bike in front. Must get ahead. But he had nowhere to go. Between me and the car in front. Just totally ridiculous. Anyway, did he learn something? Or is that just an idiot cyclist getting in the way? Right, and we're back. Thank you if you've watched this far through the video. Give us a like, or tell me what an utter load of drivel that was, whatever you want. And we'll see you on the next one.